Tonight at 10, COVID-19 continues to spread. As the majority of the country is under a stay-at-home order, many who were traveling are simply trying to get home. Plus, for the first time since laying off 500 employees, we're hearing from Essentia Health on why that decision had to be made. And as Minnesota's governor contemplates what the rest of the school year looks like, Michigan's governor says students won't return to their classrooms.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Vaki. Thanks for joining us. Anthony is on assignment. Roughly 90% of the United States is under stay-at-home orders. There are now more than 220,000 confirmed coronavirus cases across the nation. 2 cruise ships struggling with the coronavirus have been allowed to dock in South Florida. CBS News correspondent Naomi Ruckham is in New York with the latest.
The Zaandam and Rotterdam docked in South Florida after being held offshore for days. While some passengers were rushed to the hospital, others who test positive or show coronavirus symptoms will be kept on board for further evaluation. Passenger Val Minty says she couldn't wait for it to be over.
We are on pins and needles, and we're so excited about it.
Worldwide, more than 1 million coronavirus cases have now been reported. In hard-hit New York, healthcare workers are speaking out about the shortage of personal protective gear, such as gowns and masks.
Every day when I go to work, I feel like a sheep going to slaughter. My colleagues and I are writing our last will and testament. I'm 28 years old.
New York Mayor Bill de Blasio urged everyone to shield their faces when leaving home, using a bandana or scarf or other protective clothing, and not to use much-needed medical masks.
You can make it with stuff that's already in your house. You don't need something that a first responder or a healthcare worker needs.
Governor Andrew Cuomo said the state could run out of ventilators within 6 days.
I don't think the federal government is in a position to provide ventilators to the extent the nation may need them.
The Jacob Javits Convention Center in Manhattan will now be used for coronavirus patients only. President Trump approved the move. The president also announced new federal recommendations for nursing homes, including keeping healthy and sick residents in separate areas.
One of the cruise ship passengers you heard from there is actually from the Iron Range. We heard from the couple last night for the first time, and tonight we're happy to report they are now able to leave the ship after spending nearly a month on board. Valerie Minty and Frank Sherman told CBS3 today they are off the cruise ship and they both passed the health screening. They will now spend the next 14 days in quarantine at a family condo in Florida. They hope to be back home in Ely in about 18 days. 11 of Minnesota's 18th coronavirus deaths have occurred in long-term care facilities or nursing homes. That news coming from Governor Tim Walz's press conference today. State officials shared there are 47 long-term care facilities across the state that have reported at least one COVID-19 case. The largest cluster is 8 in one facility. Now, State Health Department Commissioner Jan Malcolm says the state has decided to name those facilities. Malcolm says while they value patients' privacy, they hope this will be a move that could help further stop the spread.
With the current level of concern and the risk associated with the COVID-19 pandemic, we believe it's important to balance that value with the equally legitimate value of government transparency and of sharing information with the public to help them understand the course of the outbreak.
Malcolm says they hope to start naming those facilities by tomorrow or Saturday. They will only name facilities with 10 or more residents to help protect patient privacy. Governor Walz commented on the future of Minnesota's school year today. He said there is, quote, a relatively strong possibility that the state's public schools will be closed for the rest of the year. The state's education department is working on ways for students to distance graduate if it comes down to it. We're learning Michigan students will not go back to school until the fall. Instead, the governor ordered the rest of this school year to be completed online or remotely. All public and private schools are more than halfway through a 4-week shutdown ordered to combat the COVID-19 outbreak. Now it will be up to each school district to create distance learning programs. Seniors will graduate and other students will advance to the next grade as long as they were on track to do so before the closure. Dave's here for a look at the weather. Kind of a cool start to the day.
Yeah, all across the region, up on the Iron Range here in the Twin Ports, but once the sun weaseled its way through the clouds, even in advance of a low-pressure system coming, that was enough to kick up temperatures, especially inland. So here's a look at some of today's high temperatures. And by the lake, they ran from 39 on Park Point to maybe 46 towards Grand Marais, but look at inland areas. 53 in Hibbing. Nice rebound for you there, Kristen. 63 in Hayward. Tomorrow, there's a chance we'll get warm inland and cool by the lake again early on, but a cold front coming will take temperatures down in the afternoon, and that drop in temperatures could make a rain chance shift over to a mix, even a snow chance. That's through at least 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Western Minnesota's looking at a winter weather advisory till about 4 p.m. Here in the Twin Ports region, we seem to be off the hook. We'll probably get a little bit of snow, but not as much as they will out towards the west. Later on here in the newscast, I will show you our latest estimates of what could fall down from the sky tomorrow. But here's the day planner for Friday. Precip chance is about 90% through much of the day here. Rain first, then a mix, then as it cools later on, a chance for snow. But it should be gone for Saturday to be replaced by something completely different, which we'll tell you about in a few more minutes.
Today, Dr. Nick Van Deelen at St. Luke's said state leaders have asked them to identify areas that could house additionals outside of their hospital. One of those areas is St. Scholastica, which he says could be used to house patients that have minor cases of COVID-19 who can't go home but aren't ill enough to stay in the hospital. The decision is driven by the statewide healthcare coalition and the Army Corps of Engineers.
And they have strict criteria that they use to vet spaces as to whether they can be repurposed to provide an alternate care site.
Nothing is set in stone for that plan, but both Essentia and St. Luke's reps say they're preparing to help the Twin Cities hospitals house patients should the pandemic rise to that level. Both hospitals provided an update on testing today as well. They recently expanded the list of who qualifies for testing. It now includes anyone over the age of 65 and people with underlying health risks who may be more susceptible to the virus. However, tests are still limited at every level, and that's according to St. Luke's officials. Health officials say test manufacturers' supplies are limited right now because tests are being diverted to other areas in the country hit harder. That is impacting both hospitals' ability to test.
We don't want to burn everything up front because we may need those supplies when the surge hits as well.
St. Luke's added they are hoping to acquire more ventilators and looking for enough equipment to triple their current capacity. And for the first time since laying off 500 staff members, we're hearing directly from Essentia. The hospital made the move on Monday evening, saying decisions like these are being made around the country. Dr. John Pryor with Essentia said part of the reason for the layoffs is to maintain as many care-providing staff to care for critically ill COVID-19 patients should there be a surge later in the year. Employees were laid off due to a decrease in appointments and work in what Dr. Pryor calls non-medical jobs.
Our plan in this furlough is that when we need them to call them back up, our goal is obviously to keep people employed and to use them when we need them. We continue to think and make difficult decisions as this crisis is unfolding.
Employees who were laid off are still entitled to their health benefits and can use vacation days and sick time. Dr. Pryor added he's confident all staff will return. The Minnesota Nurses Association has a petition going asking St. Luke's and Essentia to protect local nurses. The petition lays out a few demands: better communication with hospital leadership, proper training, assurance nurses won't be laid off, the right to bargain over any changes to their contracts, and to be part of the planning process. No word on how many nurses have signed that petition. Hospital leaders addressed the petition during today's press conference. Dr. Nick Van Deelen with St. Luke's says they're completely committed to protecting staff and are following State Department of Health and CDC guidelines as far as protective equipment. The Wisconsin Crime Lab and State Patrol are investigating the discovery of a body in Ashland. Police received a call from a person who discovered the body of a man in a ravine near Industrial Park Road. Due to the location of the remains, the scene was secured to provide the Wisconsin Crime Lab with an undisturbed scene to process. Police say the identity, age, and cause of death have not been determined. We'll bring you the latest as we learn more. St. Louis County officials say a level 3 sex offender will be moving into the Rice Lake neighborhood. 38-year-old Casimir Robert Crithers is moving into the area of Charles Road and Howard Gneeson Road. The address change goes into effect tomorrow. He has a history of engaging in sexual contact with female teenagers by using force. He's 5 foot 8 inches tall, has hazel eyes, and a medium build. Crithers is not currently wanted by authorities. Police ask residents to call 911 if they see any criminal activity. If you're looking for some help with your energy bill, there's still some time to apply for assistance. The Minnesota Department of Commerce encourages people in need to apply for funding. You can do this through the Emergency Assistance Program. The program serves households earning less than 50% of the state's median annual income. The deadline to apply is July 1st. You can head to our website to find out if you're eligible for this grant. Still to come, with spring comes the urge for some to hit the golf course. But with a stay-at-home order in place, that might not be possible. We'll tell you how a petition is hoping to change that.
Today's record high is 65 from 1925, and Hayward got within 2 degrees of that today. Temperatures will go down tomorrow, though, as a cold front comes across, and that'll kick up snow chances, and we'll talk about potential totals coming up after the break.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
The nursing program at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is really challenging, but it has to be. It's approved by the Board of Nursing. And graduates here have been successfully passing the state board exam. They give you real-world experience with healthcare institutions across the community. I'm really glad I chose Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College.
You've been there, researching your symptoms online only to find a million possibilities and a headache. Luckily, there's Fairview. Always at your side, our experts are ready to answer your questions and concerns. Let uncertainty take a hike, so you can too. Self-diagnosing only leads to what-ifs and worry. Stop the online guessing game and start talking to your primary care provider today.
Our shower was like 20 years old and it was just in the worst condition. We had a new shower put in and it was acrylic and there's hardly any cleaning compared to the other one. We decided to call Bath Planet and Wayne did contact us and he made sure that it was a good time for us.
He came here at 8 o'clock in the morning. Job was done by 4 o'clock.
I'm so glad that we chose Bath Planet.
For a free estimate, call Bath Planet today at 218-228-0435.
While a lot is changing in our world, at MediaCom, our focus remains the same, making sure you have the fastest, most reliable connection possible. During this critical time, we know your needs are changing. You may be working or learning from home, relying on telemedicine, or finding new ways to keep everyone entertained. At MediaCom, we're here for you. We're taking appointments, and with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig, we can more than meet your needs. Contact us today to learn more.
Coming together makes us stronger. And Ford is built to lend a hand, especially now, with 6-month payment relief. Buy a new Ford. We'll defer 3 payments and make 3 payments for peace of mind up to 6 months. Shop at Ford.com or contact your Ford dealer to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. You have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you.
I chose a career that isn't easy, it's dangerous, and it's hard. Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College has set me up with everything I need to succeed. Through challenging classes, longer defensive tactics training, and instructors who work in the industry, Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is setting me up for success.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Low pressure system led with its warm front today, so temperatures went up towards 63 degrees around Hayward, and not too bad inland Minnesota either. Lakeside still a little bit cooler, but the warm front kicked off rain showers today. Tomorrow, when the cold front comes through with this low pressure system, it'll cool down enough to kick in some snow. And so we're looking for a winter weather advisory for Koochiching County, Itasca County, Aiken County through 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and 1 to 3 inches of snow is possible in that neck of the woods. Maybe a trace to an inch for the rest of us. By Saturday, though, and even Sunday, sunshine comes back. Temperatures may not get towards 63, but it should be warm enough to melt off that snow. And even though I'm a snow fan, many others are as well. You know, maybe it is about time to say goodbye, snow, and welcome in spring. And maybe this week that's going to happen once we get through tomorrow. Current conditions at the airport right now show 40 for the temp, 63% for the relative humidity, with an easterly wind going at 15 miles per hour. Could go towards 20. 30.01 inches of mercury is our air pressure. And current temperatures are still warm for some towns away from the lake. 47 Watersmeet, 52 Ironwood, 55 for Hayward, and just 1 degree shy in Solon Springs, but 37 to 39 from Superior in through Herbster and then towards Red Cliff down through Ashland area, chillier by the lake. Getting a little bit nippy inland Minnesota too, 37 Moose Lake, but 40 in Proctor, 43 Ely and Hibbing, 46 Grand Rapids, 44 right now International Falls. Temperatures tomorrow may spike and top out around noon, and then that cold front comes and it'll send the numbers down, and that'll help egg on the chance for the snow that we see is happening in the western parts of Minnesota. It is approaching the Bemidji region here, and it'll be getting towards Grand Rapids by tomorrow morning and may push also close to Nashwauk, Keewatin, and Hibbing as well. So roughly it's from this line farther to the east where we have the best chance for the snow and the best chance for snow to stick up and or stick down and accumulate here. So from Grand Rapids to the west, 1 to 3 inches is possible in that neck of the woods, and the rest of us aren't out of the woods as far as the snow goes. We could pull a trace to about an inch by 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but high pressure and sunshine come back in for Saturday, and now it looks like Sunday too, so the sunshine should melt off that snow rapidly, and then a chance for rain could be with us again as early as next Monday to hopefully wash things down a little bit and clean up the streets perhaps. Okay, forecast here tonight in Minnesota, low temps 25 to 36. 90% chance for rain after midnight. And once we get into Wisconsin, Michigan, about a 70% chance of it getting there too by dawn, 37 to 40 for the low temps. And then daytime high temps early on, Wisconsin, Michigan will run 39 in Superior to 50 in Hayward, maybe even 51 towards Ironwood. Good chance for the rain-snow mix in that neck of the woods, like I mentioned. And for the woods over in Minnesota, 70% chance for the mix. High temps as cool as 29 International Falls, as warm as 38 by Moose Lake. And with the extended forecast here, if things do get slippery tomorrow with this rain-snow mix and maybe even a little ice by Saturday and Sunday, that's all a memory. 42 to 50 for the high temps and sunshine, Kristen, before our next chance for a mix. And maybe even thunderstorms by Tuesday comes to call with our next low-pressure system.
Thanks, Dave. Spring in Minnesota is here, and yet the state's stay-at-home order does not include golf courses as an essential business. CBS 3's Ryan Campos spoke with operators of one course on what this pandemic could do to their business.
Around this time each year, golfers get eager to hit the links. However, this year, COVID-19 has sent the start of this year's season into the rough.
I guess he's under a lot of pressure.
Governor Tim Walz has deemed golf courses non-essential under the state's stay-at-home order, meaning courses will stay closed.
I think he lumped us in with a lot of other businesses. If we can golf in a safe manner in the great outdoors, I don't see why we couldn't be open.
The current 2-week stay-at-home order is set to expire next Friday. If extended, courses could have a much harder time staying in the green.
If we're closed for half a season, or many of our members may not pay their dues, all that money goes back into the local economy, either salaries, wages, our vendors, service companies. So it could have a huge impact. We may not survive.
An online petition already has almost 40,000 signatures to keep golf courses open during this time of social distancing, but there's been no word yet whether that momentum will make a difference with Governor Walz.
If we can play golf in a safe, responsible manner, I think the golf courses should be open.
During today's news conference, Governor Walz said there is no decision yet on whether golf will be allowed under his stay-at-home order. He said he's relying on advice from health experts. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, for the first time since being hired, we're hearing from the new superintendent of Duluth Schools. His plans for the district after the break.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health cardiologist Raman Artang tells us about calcium scoring, a preventive test for people age 45 or older.
A coronary calcium score is a CT scan of the chest where we primarily focus on amount of calcium that can be seen in the heart. Calcium comes due to the disease process of coronary artery disease. As we age, some of the plaques that are developing in the vessels, with time they calcify, and that's what we can actually measure with the X-ray that the CT scan is.
This 15-minute scan is critical in determining one's risk for serious health events, such as a heart attack, over the next 5 to 10 years.
Let's say a gentleman in his 50s with significant family history of coronary artery disease get this test and get a relative high score. Having calcium in your heart definitely pushes toward the fact that you need to be on medication, such as cholesterol-lowering medication, because it's proof that coronary artery disease process is going on in the heart. If your cholesterols were a little high, but you have absolutely no calcium in your heart, that would allow the doctor to say, well, there's not much going on here, we can wait. This test is not for people who actually have chest pain symptoms or shortness of breath symptoms. This test is for people who, with no symptoms whatsoever, but who have a risk factor such as diabetes, such as a long-standing history of smoking, such as high cholesterol or high blood pressure, who are afraid there's something bad waiting for them.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
Find the home of your dreams with Homes by Edmunds. Whether you're buying or selling, trust Duluth's oldest real estate company, Homes by Edmunds, LLP. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on CBS3.
Black Bear Casino Resort is sending you a big social distance bear hug. We have a lot of memories together, and we look forward to making more in the future when we're able to reopen. Check out blackbearcasinoresort.com and our Facebook page for updates. We are all in this together. Get your new John Deere mower from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
Wash your hands, avoid sick people, and touching your face. There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. Brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
A man from the UP with experience leading a school district in southern Wisconsin is getting ready for a big new role in the Twin Ports. John Magus will take over as superintendent of Duluth schools come July. Tonight, CBS3's Emma Quinn introduces us to this new face and lays out his goals for students in Duluth.
I virtually sat down with the new superintendent of Duluth Public Schools, John Magus. He's coming to Duluth from the Green Bay Public School District, where he served as associate superintendent.
I oversee 40 schools and all the curriculum and instruction.
Magus says coming to Duluth is a new challenge with a bit of familiarity, as it reminds him of his hometown in Michigan's UP.
In combination with it being, a nice, really nice mid-sized school district that has some student needs too, and I think that education makes a big difference in the lives of the students we serve.
Things he wants to focus on when he gets to Duluth include equity for all students.
Thinking about the east side and west side and how those different offerings at the high school, how those look, and how we're making sure that all of our students in both of the high schools have high quality, really rigorous learning opportunities.
And focusing on students who need extra support.
Students with special needs are English language learners, thinking about students from linguistically and culturally diverse backgrounds. How are we making sure that Duluth schools best serve all students?
When Magus takes on the new role in July, he says he'll start by listening.
Take stock and listen, find out where people are and what has been working well that we can capitalize on and do more of, as well as get a sense of what are some of the things that could go on the stop doing list.
Coming to a medium-sized district, Megas says he believes he will have more opportunities to make better connections with students and educators in all schools. Coming up, how a local martial arts studio is staying afloat during this time, plus some big news for a pair of UMD men's hockey players. Kelly Hinseth is in with sports next.
Our shower was like 20 years old and it was just in the worst condition. We had a new shower put in and it was acrylic and there's hardly any cleaning compared to the other one. We decided to call Bath Planet and Wayne did contact us and he made sure that it was a good time for us.
He came here at 8 o'clock in the morning. Job was done by 4 o'clock.
I'm so glad that we chose Bath Planet.
For a free estimate, call Bath Planet today at 218-228-0435.
It's spring season, but at Oak Lake RV, it's ultralight camper season. Take time to escape to the outdoors today and browse our easy-to-pull campers. From Rockwood Geos to Coachman campers, we have a variety of campers in stock, including all sizes, with low payments starting under $150 a month. Celebrate ultralight camper season. Visit oaklakerv.com for more details. Oak Lake RV in Moose Lake, family-owned and operated since 1930.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Hey, it's Ian Armitage from Young Sheldon.
This is Annie Pye.
It's me, Saniqua Martin Green.
It's Phil Kogan here from The Amazing Race with some crazy hair for a crazy time.
If you're anything like me, you're at home glued to your TV. Checking the news, checking our phones.
Whenever I'm scared, I always look to my family to get a little happiness or a little laughter.
We want you to know that you are not alone.
You're not alone.
You're not. We're still connected. We're still us.
We can still laugh
And smile.
Still share moments.
And be happy. That's what I'm going to be doing.
This is a time when we really need to focus on what's important.
Let's be responsible.
We are here for you, all working together.
Stay safe.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care of each other.
It's really important to remember that we are all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We are all in this together. And we will get through this as we always do.
One love, y'all. Peace.
When news happens, CBS3 is there. The smoke is still really heavy. You can smell it.
Tonight at 10, we'll be out here in the storm.
Anytime, day or night.
And while this is a very active scene, the public is being asked to stay away from the area.
Good afternoon, I'm Kristen Bakke. We're cutting in with a follow-up to some breaking news out of Cloquet this morning. CBS3 first got word of this fire and went to the scene at around 3:30.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS3.
Welcome back into sports. My name is Kelly Hinseth. We're reporting live from the comfort of my own home. And a lot of days we're talking about the cancellations and suspensions of different sporting events. But luckily today we're taking a break from that because we have some big news out of UMD men's hockey Bulldog country. Scott Perunovich has made his way into the Hobie hat trick trio of finalists. Perunovich and the other two finalists, junior forward University of North Dakota's Jordan Kawaguchi and Maine junior goaltender Jeremy Swayman, were selected from the initial list of top 10 candidates by the 30-member selection committee. The Hibbing, Minnesota native recently became the second Bulldog to turn pro following this season after his defensive partner, Nick Wolf, signing a 2-year entry-level contract with the National Hockey League's St. Louis Blues. Now, Scott's not the only one moving on to the pros this year. He's actually the first one to leave early for the NHL, but Justin Richards is following suit behind him. It's some bittersweet news for Justin Richards, the junior who played a pivotal part in UMD's scoring power this season, as he's choosing to forego his senior season in a Bulldog uniform to sign with the New York Rangers. Bittersweet for fans, of course. The two-time National Collegiate Hockey Conference Defensive Forward of the Year has signed that contract with the New York Rangers. The last 3 seasons, Richards has not only racked up the numbers to show on paper, he's been a part of 3 straight national championship runs. The last 2, of course, he helped win. Well, with the way that things are right now, small businesses are definitely having to make a lot of changes to keep themselves afloat. And that's true of a local martial arts studio.
For Stonehouse Martial Arts, the switch from in-studio to online happened in the blink of an eye.
We never really intended for our classes to be online, so we never really prepared for this in any shape or form.
But overnight, Steffenstein and his family did. Their in-studio classes made the virtual switch.
Within several days only, we had to completely change. We knew that there would be problems once they started closing the schools for a while. We knew that we had to adapt.
Because throwing in the towel was not an option.
We feel a very strong connection and obligation to the families that train with us. We have to go do something, and this is the best thing that we could see.
For their students and for themselves.
We don't have a safety net, basically, of money just laying around.
Stein knows very well what his students need now more than ever is to stick to a routine.
Anything that resembles normality is important.
With all technology comes challenges.
It's time consuming. You don't realize how much time goes into creating content until you try doing it yourself.
But ultimately, the Steins are making the best of a situation that's out of their hands.
We hope that we will be able to weather the storm and get through this and come out strong at the end of it.
With a very supportive team.
I'm very grateful for the fact that my whole family is not only physically together, but also very strong together in doing this and very supportive of each other.
Well, if there's anything you can do to help, it's shops and spend your money local these days while the situation that we're in. That's going to do for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Choose to make a healthy difference in people's lives and join our team. Visit EssentiaCareers.org.
Take control of your time by signing up for Minnesota Power's My Account to get instant access, free online payments, track energy use, and more. Tap, pay, done. Register today at mnpower.com. Minnesota Power, we're moving energy forward.
Water makes life possible on Earth and in our homes. Culligan conserves this resource with its high-efficiency water softener, the world's best because it uses less water, and that matters to all of us. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
Your work is your name. You live by it. At Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, we take our name, our work, just as seriously. John Deere excavators, skid steers, and loaders have the compact agility and big-time ability you need to finish the job. Comfortable, affordable, and backed by a 2-year, 2,000-hour full machine warranty. Standard. In-person service calls and parts delivery keep you work ready. Our techs are highly trained and incredibly knowledgeable. Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment. We make sure the work lives up to your name.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
The coronavirus story continues to change, both around the world and here at home. We know you have questions and concerns. At Live Local CBS3, our focus is to keep you informed and up to date on the evolving COVID-19 virus story. We'll continue to talk to healthcare professionals to get the information you need to know. Focused on bringing you facts, not fear. That's our promise. We're Live Local CBS3. Local for a reason.
Minnesota Power's mobile app puts the power at your fingertips and lets you take My Account with you wherever you go. Pay your bill, make account changes, track your energy use, and get power outage information anytime, anywhere. Minnesota Power, we're moving energy forward.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Our buy one, get one for $1 suit and sport coat sale is now in progress. Hundreds of options. Mainstream, downtown Duluth.
All right, Dave, let's get a final look at the weather.
Well, this week in 5 days, we'll go from winter weather advisory for tomorrow, chance for rain and snow to stick to 1 to 3 inches for much of our area. We go to sunshine Saturday and Sunday with warming temperatures. That could lead to a chance for spring-like thunderstorms by Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Dave. We'll leave you with this beautiful live look of the aerial lift bridge in Duluth, which is lit purple to